about. So, define na natin, nalaman na natin kung ano ba yung ang report, ang research report, the definition of it, the structures and format of it. So, this time, we're gonna be discussing the continuation of the lesson. Dito naman po pag-uusapan natin is the classification of reports. In here, sabi natin, a report is being classified into this following terms. So, ano po ba yung mga yun, sir? So, without further ado, let's proceed with the discussion na po. Okay? So, sabi natin, according to the definition, a report, okay, can be defined as, ayan, so a written document, sabi natin dito, pero po it is a kind of instrument for communication in this group in numerous ways. Ayan yung sinasabi natin na classification niya. The basis of classification according to the following things, no? Unang-una is purpose, okay? Pwede rin siya according to your function. Pag sinabi natin purpose and function, ano ba yung gamit niya, no? Ano ba yung objective niya, what is it, ano yung goal niya. Sinabi natin authorship, okay, whether individual or pwede siyang an organization or a group of people. So, subject matter as well, sa frequency, okay, sa length, sa haba, whether mahaba ba siya or maikli, okay, sa format na sinasabi natin, and then the formality of the report. So, yun yung mga pag-uusapan natin na classification of a report, okay? So, unang-una is yung tinatawag po natin na function. So, tama ba? Subject matter pala muna. So, classification of a report, the characteristic of a report according to your subject matter. Reports are classified into biological, physical, chemical, geological, psychological, logical, sociological, or etc. So, there are different coverage na malawak yung scope natin or yung sinasakop natin when we speak of the subject matter. As long as that could be an interest to other people, as long as yung report or yung outcome ng research report na meron tayo or ikakonduct natin could be a help, no? Or could improve the present situation at hand natin. So, that could be a subject matter to a report. So, hindi lang siya limited with biological. It is not limited to something that is physical, sociological, etc., etc. So, it could be anything under the sun. Or let's say, for example, sabi natin last time, pwede natin gawa ng report or pwede natin gawa ng research report. What would be the more effective mode of learning to be used today? So, yung online learning ba na meron tayo ngayon? O yung before na ginagawa natin with the physical learning class or yung face-to-face learning classes natin. So, limited ba siya with biological? Limited ba siya with chemical? So, syempre hindi po. No? So, everything or anything under the sun could be discussed or could be a subject matter in your report as long as it is interesting, as long as it could improve or it could better the present situation natin about that particular issue. Yung sinasabi natin with the subject matter. It could be scientific as well. It could be sociological as well. It could be educational as well. It could be political. So, things like that. So, yung sinasabi natin with the subject matter. Okay? Next. Ayan. So, frequency. Pag sinabi natin frequency, ayan. So, there are two types of data kasi when we speak of a report, no? So, ano po ba yung mga data na yung pinag-uusapan natin, sir, no? Pag sinabi natin data, those are the, yung mga variables. Okay, so yeah, matututunan niyo yan as you go along with the lesson. So, to give you a background, meron tayo tinatawag na two types of data, yung qualitative at quantitative data. From the root word, quality and quantity, di ba? There is a saying, quality over quantity. Pag sinabi natin quality, we are talking of description, characteristics such as sizes. Okay, ano pa ba? Size, appearance, length, okay, scent, amoy, ano pa ba? So yun, mga things like that. So something that could describe a thing, something that could describe a place, something that could describe a situation. So yun yung sasabi natin sa qualitative data. Pag quantitative naman, opposite. So basically, quantity, it talks of numbers. Ayan, so the opposite of quality. So we have your numbers, figures, statistics, percentage, decimals, whole numbers. So yun yung pag-uusapan natin with the quantitative data. So either between the two, qualitative or quantitative data, itong classification ng report na meron tayo which is frequency, saan kaya siya mag-fall under? So basically sa isa pong quantitative data. Kasi pag frequency, we are dealing with numbers. So by definition, ayan, example of this one is ito, no? Ayan, so pag sinum in ninyo, if pwede nyo naman siyang i-zoom, no, sa siguro or kung hindi, hopefully is visible naman on your side. Ayan, physical inventory count sheet or physical inventory report tsaka national disaster incident report. So it asks for numbers kasi sa most left portion ng ating po example, it asks for product number. So syempre nag-ask tayo ng quantity dito. Let's say for example, owner ka ng isa pong business ng ikaw ay isang supplier ng mga computer equipments or computer devices, no? May mga tinda kang printers, monitors, laptops, etc., etc. So, yung sinasabi natin dito, halimbawa, printer. So, ilan na lang ang printers mo, ilan na lang ang stock ng printers mo. So, it asks for numbers, kung ilan lang, frequency. Let's say, for example, meron ka na lang 55. Ilan na lang yung keyboards mo, 34. So, yung sinasabi natin with frequency. We are dealing with a report by making use of numbers. As well as itong nasa right side natin na isang example ng report, National Disaster Incident Report. Okay, so it is being done usually kapag nagkakaroon ng calamity. Just like for example, yung kakatapos na bagyong, ano nga yung bagyo? Bagyong Ulysses. So ilan ba yung naging casualties? Ilan ba yung mga naapektuhan during that typhoon? So yun yung sinasabi natin with this one. Halimbawa, sa Marilao, sa Barangay Lambakin, okay, sa May Kawayan, ilan ba yung naging casualty natin doon? So, ilan ba yung naging casualty sa Marikina? So, i-count natin yon, okay, to include that in our report. Okay, so yung sinasabi natin with frequency. Basta always remember, kapag frequency, more than qualitative data, it is quantitative data. Kasi nga po, we are talking of numbers. Okay? Ayan, so sa frequency, it could be divided into two. It could be regular or special. So, para lang pala siyang bibingka, no? May regular and special din. Pero hindi po siya ganun, no? Pag sinabi natin regular or periodic, it is being issued on a regular basis or periodic basis. Ibig sabihin, from time to time, ginagawa natin tong report na to, such as daily, weekly, or monthly. Kapag special naman, it is being issued only occasionally. So, hindi siya lagi-lagi, unlike yung regular or periodic. So, pag regular periodic, one good example of this one is sales report and merchandise inventory report. So, ano pa po ba yung mas madaling example pag regular or periodic? So, one good example of this one is yung bill sa Meralco. So, if you check nyo yung bill sa Meralco, it is being issued by the Meralco monthly, no? So, every month is nakaka-receive kayo ng Meralco bill. So, that is a report, yung consumption nyo ng isang household or ng isang bahay over a certain period of time. So, that is an example of a report already kasi tinidiscuss na or binibigay na, okay? Ayan. Sabi ko kanina, just like what I've said a while ago, no, ayan, so sabi natin pag periodic or regular basis, it is being issued daily, weekly, or monthly, such as yung Meralco bill natin. So, that is a report kasi, a research report, okay, to interpret yung data nila na nag-gather nila kung ilan ba yung kilowatts per hour or yung kilowatts na na-consume ng isang household over a certain period of time. It is being issued monthly. So, that is an example of regular or periodic basis. Kapag special naman, okay, special report na sinasabi natin, it is being issued only occasionally or kapag hinihingi lang ng situation such as calamity report or medical report. So, it could be quarterly, annually, or semi-annually. So, kapag yan, let's say for example, hindi naman tayo gumagawa ng isang calamity report kapag walang calamity. So, gumagawa lang tayo yun kapag meron tayong mga natural calamities such as yung Typhoon Rolly, yung Typhoon Shawnee, yung Typhoon Ulysses. So, yun, gagawa tayo ng report doon, okay, to submit to public kung ano ba yung naging actual, okay, na effect, okay, or ilan yung actual na casualty doon sa pagtama nung typhoon na yon. So, yun po yung difference ng dalawa. So, pag special, or pag special nga, it is being issued occasionally lang. So, kapag hinihingi lang ng situation, kapag regular, it is being done in routine, no, or routinely, no? So, from time to time, pwedeng daily, pwedeng weekly, or monthly. Okay? Ayan po yung sinasabi natin with frequency. Next. So, function. Ayan, yung purpose na sinasabi natin. So, it could be, pag sinabi natin function, it is either informative, persuasive, external outside, internal outside, public, private, and ano pa isa? Yon. So, last na yon. So, balikan muna natin si informative. From the word itself, from the word of the word, it seeks to inform, such as information report and laboratory report. So, kapag ang report, ang purpose niya or ang goal niya is to inform people, okay, that is an informative report. So, one good example of this one is yung COVID-19 report. So, every 4 p.m., diba? If you're familiar with, if you're watching news, every 4 p.m. daily, the Department of Health, okay, is briefing the public kung ano na yung current state or yung kung ilan ba yung active cases na pumapasok or nagkakaroon sa bansa natin araw-araw. So, that could be an example of informative report kasi you are letting the public to learn or inform yung sa current situation natin with the COVID-19 pandemic. So kapag persuasive naman, similar with the position paper, so you are trying to convince your readers. It serves to persuade or to convince the reader to take an action, such as, ayan, so business proposals, ayan, recommendation reports. So yun yung mga examples noon. Kasi by having your business proposal na mayroon kang report, you are putting your proposal, okay, in a formal composition or in a formal writing, okay, you are trying to convince somebody, okay, na mag-partner or make partnership with your company as well. So, yan. Yun yung sasabi natin with persuasive. Okay, kapag external outside naman, written by an author that doesn't belong to the same organization, such as external audit report. Okay, so pag sinasabi natin type ng report na external or outside, ito yung sinasabi natin na the individual or the person who created or who done that particular report is something na hindi affiliated, okay, doon sa organization na yon. So, one good example of this one is yung, familiar kayo, nanonood kayo news, alam nyo ba yung SWS survey? So, yung SWS or Social Weather Station is an example of a body or an organization na nag-show ng isang external report. Kasi gumagawa sila from time to time, quarterly yata, if I'm not mistaken, or yearly, no? Kung ano ba, nagkakandak sila ng survey, okay, to check or ask the Filipinos kung ano yung reception nila or ano ba yung rating nila sa mga primary leaders ng country natin, such as yung president, the vice president, okay, the chief justice, and any other leaders of our country. So that is an example of an external report. Kasi sila yung gumagawa, okay, ng data gathering procedure, tinatanong nila yung Filipinos, and SWS or social weather stations natin is not affiliated with the government. The government is the organization, and then SWS organization is an independent organization who conducted, okay, a report tungkol doon sa government natin. So, yun yung sinasabi natin with external report. So, always remember, when you speak of external report, okay, an individual is creating a report about a particular organization that he is not affiliated with or hindi siya connected doon. Okay? Ayan. Next one is, syempre kapag meron tayong external, we also have your internal report. Now, it is written by an author that belongs to the same organization. Ayan. So, very unlikely or opposite with the previous one na diniscuss natin. Kapag internal or inside report naman, non-member or affiliated yung individual na gumagawa ng report na yun. So, one good example of this one is yung sa mga company. Let's say, for example, you are an employee in a department and you are presenting information or presenting a report to your big bosses or sa may-ari ng company. So, that could be an example of an internal report. Halimbawa, ikaw ay head ng isang department. Halimbawa, sa finance department ka. So, i-report mo ano ba yung actual actual revenue, yung kinikita ng company nyo to the owner or sa CEO ng company ninyo. So, yun sasabi natin with an internal report. Okay? Next is, ayan, Dean's report and internal audit report. So, public. Okay, it is written by a public official or government personnel. This classification or characteristic of a report naman is medyo madali lang. Kapag public report, it is being done by an individual na nasa public service. Such as, ano po yun? Pag public service, ayan, yung mga leaders natin, barangay chairman, okay, ano pa ba? Councilors, what do you call this one? Governors, mayors, no? Ano pa ba? Siyempre, senators, and then ano pa ba? Siyempre, si president natin. So, yun yung mga yun. So, any public official. So, kapag nag-deliver sila ng report or ng information or ng memorandum, yun ang tinatawag natin na public report. So, prime example of that is yung State of the Nation address ni President Duterte. So, that is an example of a public report. They are trying to brief, okay, the Filipino. They're trying to inform the Filipinos, no, with the current state of the country with on different aspects. So, yun yung sinasabi natin kapag public. Basta kapag public, it is being done by a public official. Siyempre, pag public, meron tayong private. So, pag private naman, ayan, COA report, index memorandum report. Okay? Ayan. Next is yung private. It is written by an individual in the private sector. Ayan. Let's say, for example, an organization, a private school. Okay, basta somebody that is in private, private organization or private sector, yun po yung tinatawag natin na private reports, such as, ano nga yung kanina, balikan natin si social weather stations or SWS survey. Basically, yung report nila, yung SWS survey, yung survey na kinonduct nila with the Filipinos, whether satisfied ba sila, okay, with the performance of the primary leaders of the country, yun yung example ng private report. Kasi ang SWS po, ang social weather stations, is the private governing body po. Okay? Ayan. So, those are the characteristics of report, okay, na kailangan po natin tandaan, or classifications of report according to different items or different purposes po. Ayan. So, yun yung sinasabi natin with this one. And the next one is yung readership natin. Pag sinabi natin readership, ano po yun, sir? Ayan. It could be for individual or for a specific person or for a group of people. So, pwede siyang isang tao, yung recipient ng report na yun ay sa isang tao lamang or sa maraming tao. So, kapag isang tao lang, ayan. So, it is being referred to as yung individual reader natin. It is being addressed to an individual. So, sa isang tao lang, such as sa bank statement. Kapag group reader naman, the recipient, or it is being addressed to a group of individuals. So, kapag individual reader, bank statement. So, ano po ba yung example niyan? Halimbawa, resibo, ayan, yung mga ganyan. O, let's say, for example, nag-withdraw ka, okay, yung lalabas na resibo doon. So, that is an example of an individual reader report kasi it is being addressed to you only. Another example is yung Meralco bill ninyo. So, although it is isang household yung kinukuhaan niya ng consumption ng tawag dito ng electricity for a period of time, it's still, isang tao pa lang rin siya nakapangalan. Let's say sa parents mo or sa mommy mo. So, sa isang tao lang ngayon naka-address yung report na yon. So, that is an example of an individual reader report. So, kapag group reader report naman, so marami. Ayan, marami ngayon yung recipient noong ating pong report, such as company's annual report and stakeholders equity report. O, let's say, for example, ayan, so yung sinasabi ko kanina, an example of an internal report, no? Ayan, so marami kasi yung maapektuhan or marami yung i-address yung recipient ng report, okay, ng isang head ng department na yun, whether malaki ba yung revenue, okay, ng CEO ng company, okay, so yun yung sinasabi natin with a group reader report. So, yun lang naman yung difference ng dalawa. Kapag individual reader report, the recipient of the report or the particular report is an individual only, isang tao lang. Kapag group reader report, marami po yung recipient noon. Okay, so that is everything that we need to discuss about readership. Next is, ayan, length. So, pag length naman, dalawa lang naman siya. It is either lengthy or hindi, mahaba or maikli. So, yun lang naman sinasabi natin doon, whether short or long. So, kapag length, as long as a 5-page report or as short as a 2-page report. So, yung sinasabi natin with this one. Kapag long, okay, a long report, no, it is more than 5 pages or 5-page report, such as yung mga thesis, ayan, yung mga dissertations, sa mga formal report na sinasabi natin. And then, kapag short naman, it has 5 pages or less, or such as laboratory report and form report. Or yung ano ba yan, mga calamity report natin, ano pa ba, yung mga internal audit natin, mga audit report. So, yun lang naman yung difference between sa length, no? Yung difference ng report according to its length. So, kapag mahaba, long. Kapag maikli, short basically, no? So, pag long naman, yun yung mga formal natin. So, books, ano pa, mga hardbound writings such as thesis, mga dissertations, no? Ayun yung mga example nun. Kapag short, pwedeng 5 pages or less. So, pwede nga lang siyang kasi kahit isang page na report lang as long as everything is being stated in there. Okay? Next is, ayan, so format. So, yun yung sinasabi natin, meron tayong format na sinasabi in writing a report. So, ano po ba yun, sir? Ayan, printed form. It's written on ready-made printed form. Okay, pag sinabi natin printed form, isasagutan mo na lang siya, okay? Kumbaga para siyang fill in the blank. So, merong category, and then fill upan mo lang siya. Let's say, for example, ano ba, a prime example nito, halimbawa, is may nakalagay na name. Okay? So, name, tapos colon, and then may blank. So, lalagay mo din yung name mo. So, para siyang ganun. So, that's an example of a printed form. So, for the readers to easily be directed kung ano ilalagay nila with that particular report. Okay? Meron din tayong letter form. Ayan. So, dito naman in a form of a letter. So, alam naman natin yung itsura ng isang letter. So, that could serve also as an example of a report. So, let's say, for example, they call this one, a memorandum. So, that's a good example of a letter form report po kasi. Okay? Next is, ayan, proposal report and recommendation report as well. Ayan, kapag book form naman, ito, mas madali siya, no? Kapag book form naman, basically hardbound. So, basically, ayan yung mga thesis, ayan yung mga dissertation, ayan, or information booklet. So, as long as meron siyang cover page, ayan, so that's an example of a book form report po. Okay? Ayan. Ayan, last, and the next one is yung according to its purpose, no? So, medyo malapit siya ngayon with function. Pag sinabi po natin purpose, ayan, so informative, diniscuss natin to kanina, it imparts information na periodic or special basis. So, diniscuss natin to, the function, the purpose, no, basically the same, informative, Examination, it states the results of an examination such as medical report. Okay, so basically, ayan, yun yung sinasabi natin dito. So, medyo magkakalapit lang naman, no, yung purpose or yung function ng isang report. Okay? Ayan, so research, it gives the findings of an investigation. So, this one is a different purpose or function of a report. So, dito naman, we're trying to, seek answers, no, on a particular issue. Yun yung purpose ng isang research. Meron tayong hinahanap or meron tayong gustong isolve sa isang issue na dinidiscuss natin in this research report. Okay? Investigative report and experimental research report. So, basically, science yan, malapit, no? And then, yung thesis or kung nakapag-try na kayong gumawa ng thesis, that is an example of a research report. Okay? And recommendation reports, basically, similar with the persuasive one, you're trying to convince an individual to support, commit to something. It suggests an action to be undertaken. Okay? So, yun yung sinasabi natin with this one. So, recommendation report natin. Operation and construction recommended reports. And then, according to formality, pag sinabi natin formality, dalawa lang naman yan. It's either formal or informal. Okay, so pag formal, we are talking of yung mga book form report. Okay, so yan yung mga natin to sa mga matataas na platform or wider stage, no, more formal ones, more formal type of report. So yun yung sinasabi natin dito. Kapag informal naman, so ito naman yung mga 1-page, 2-page reports na sinasabi natin. So, yun lang naman yun. So, we can associate it with the length one. Kung long ba siya or short. Kapag long, okay, it leans towards, being formal. Kapag short, okay, it leans on being, it leans towards being an informal one. Okay, it contains the parts of a conventional full dress report. Okay, ayan lang yung difference ng dalawa. A formal report that contains detailed information, research, and data necessary to make business decision. Okay, thesis and research paper. Kapag informal, okay, it doesn't contain all the parts. So, yun guys, yung difference, no, of the two. When we speak of a formal report, dapat all the characteristics or the structure of a report must be present. Just like what we have seen, no, sa ating pong example kanina, such as this one. Ayan. This one is an example of a formal report. Asan na ito? Ayan, yung thesis na pinakita ko sa inyo last time. This one. Ito, nag-load lang siya so far. Ayan. This is an example of a formal report. Okay, balikan lang natin. Ayan. Okay. So, basically, meron tayong introduction. Tapos, as we go along, meron tayo ngayon ditong methods. Okay. Okay, baba lang natin. Okay, we can see in here yung ating pong methods of analysis. Baba lang natin. Ayan. Okay, wait lang guys, no. Ayan, so yung sinasabi natin with a formal report, pag sinabi po natin formal report, meron siya ng all parts, no, or yung mga important parts of a report such as yung introduction, the methods of analysis, the results, yung conclusion, tsaka yung recommendation natin. So, yun yung mga important things na kailangan natin makita doon. So, hindi medyo naglalag siya guys, no? We're having problems with the presentation. So, anyways, ayun lang naman yung kailangan natin doon. So, dapat meron siyang 5 parts. Kapag informal naman, it doesn't necessarily need to have those entire parts, no? So, yun yung difference ng dalawa po, okay? Ayun po yung difference ng formal and informal report. So, kapag informal report, it could be a letter form report. It could also be, a printed form report. So, yun po yung according, that is a characteristic of a report or classification of a report according to your formality. Okay, so yun po yung mga different classifications or characteristics of a report according to different items or different different purposes. So, yung sinasabi natin with a report. So, hopefully, is mahusay natin or mahusay natin na discuss yung lesson natin for today. Okay? Once more, if should you have questions, we will be allotting time, no? We will be allotting a particular schedule, okay, an actual meeting for your questions. If there are concepts, there are areas that you might confuse with. So, you do not siya i-allot para makapagtanong kayo, okay? So, if wala naman, I'll be ending this lesson today. I'll just see you next time for a new set of lessons. Thank you guys for listening.